They was up at a Coney Island, okay? And he said, this is his words, not mine. They was up at a Coney Island. The police was up there and everything. He said he seen Meech. He went home, got his Uzi, came back, opened Meech's door of his Jeep, got in the car with Meech, and opened the fire on the Uzi and missed. I'm like, how the f you do that and miss? And the police right there too, it wasn't making no sense and definitely no dollars. We used to see him and we would laugh at him, man. He was bizarre. I ain't gonna put it past, cause he would walk down the street with Adidas tracksuits on and gator shoes. I ain't never known nobody wear a tracksuit with gator shoes with his bull masters, okay, up and down the street, okay? So yeah, he was in the street, so that's why the beef started with me and him, because I came out there and just took everybody's bag and took, made them go on the unemployment line. Other words, you understand what I'm saying? So he didn't like 50 Boys inherited that beef. The beef was with me. They inherited that beef with Lamar, okay? They were young. So me and Lamar was beefing, when I first came out there, it was just taking people's shit. And like I said, the series is entertaining, and I'm gonna keep watching it because it was amusing to me at some points, but I love it, man.
So now, Meech did get shot.
Yes, Meech got shot. I believe that's when he got shot in the neck.
So Layden takes credit for that, but you don't necessarily think that's true, or you don't know?
I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you now.
His brother Elvis was killed by.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yes. Yeah. He was killed by somebody as well, some unknown parties or whatever. But when he said he shot Meech, maybe it was when he jumped in the car with the Uzi, and maybe that if you one of the 20 bullets that he fired. When you sitting less than 5 feet from a person, and when we came back from New York, we did live on Liddesdale. That's the street when we did the first interview. That's about 5 blocks from there.
Oh, is that in the hole?
No, Liddesdale. Okay, it runs into the hole. Yeah, it goes across the hole. Okay, yeah, but it runs. I lived on Liddesdale between Gleason and Saliette. Okay, but Layden lived on Electric and Gleason.
Oh, isn't that the same street? I mean his mother.
Everybody. It's a small area. They always lived in the hole, from what I was saying. Just like when it was funny, the hole, because for one,
hard to get in and out.
Mid Street that he lived on he lived at the last house, and it was a dead end. It's a one way in and one way out.
That's what I call it.
But as far as the movie, when they supposedly had kidnapped Lamar's daughter, and
who was supposed to kidnap him?
No, Meech and Terry them or whatever, supposed to kidnap their daughter. Okay, but he sent his crew out to find out where they live at. Everybody and their mama knew where everybody lived at, so I didn't understand that part of that. The show is entertainment, man. People got to realize that. It says it. What does it say when it first come on? The disclosure it says on that. The last season, the disclosure say, but some of this may have happened. Much respect for my man Meech, but Meech maybe 2-3 years ago when the movie when people found out this movie was coming out, we was corresponding with each other, and I asked him, so what's up with the via movie series or whatever? Because at first it was going to be a movie. Then, 50 came in and did sit. He said, man, well, Edie, man, truthfully, man, it's going to be like the Meech story. So I left it alone right there because I caught on to what he was saying. This shit is going to be something, his project, and it's going to be based on Meech. And and if you're watching it, you see where it's going. You see where it's going with the separations and all that, Pat, T, D Meeks, But the show, man, keep watching it. It's entertaining. Was in my organization that was considered a 50. We walked in the club by ourselves. We walked out with the women. Women didn't walk in the club with us, for one. And the closest person that came to be like a 50 girl, you got this girl that Speedy. She was introduced to me by my nephew Kilo as well. Kilo drove her car.
How old was she?
She's 54 now.
So she was a little older?
She was a little older than them.
But they were 16, she was 18?
Something like that, you know, or maybe 3 years older than them or something like that. But that's the closest person, you know, her and Yolanda, that you would consider
is the mother of supposedly of Meech's kids.
Of one of Meech's kids, okay?
And she said a lot of crazy stuff online about Meech.
Yeah, the daughter. Yes, she did.
And Yolanda's dead.
Yolanda's dead. Yeah, but I'm gonna say this to get back to that. There was no woman in my organization that fucked with my weight crews, the 50 boys crew, because she claimed she was a 50 boy. They had women that they were fucking around with, called themselves 50 girls, just because they was. Where I had women I was fucking around with did the same thing. I'm a 50 girl, but this Kato is portrayed to be a woman putting in work. I didn't have no woman like that. And she did this interview a few years back, and I didn't, you know, consent to this interview. And actually, I was saying when she did it, I was like, man, why you let her talking about straight out Scarface? She had a crew of people taking bags of money into the banks for me, and it got to the point that the teller told her that you can't keep bringing this money in here. You have to bring them in hundreds.
And that what that love me up.
You know, so, but, you know, just put that to bed as well. There was no Kato, okay, in my organization, you know, at all. So that was a made-up character in the show. And I'm not trying to, you know, people, you know, I'm not trying to I'm not going to let nobody take away flowers from people that was involved with it that, you know, not getting their flowers, you know, and that's just the end of that. I'm not trying to beef with nobody. My shit is based on facts. Yeah, my shit is based on facts, and there was no woman, you know, like I said, in my organization that I gave work to or was taking money to bank for me. The closest woman on that would be my wife, Debbie, that died. She handled my money, okay, but that was my wife. It wasn't nobody outside that, you know. And my wife, hell no, she wasn't no 50 girl, you know. But like I said, it was a handful of girls that would call themselves 50 girls, and Speedy and Yolanda were two of them, okay? Because they hung out with us, and, you know, they stayed on Bassett around us and all that. But, you know, there was no Kato. Me, Maserati, White Boy Rick, we frequent the same clubs because, you know, the hot spots, that if you went there, you was the ballers went there. UBQs and all, you know, clubs like that. We frequent them clubs.
But that's something you weren't interacting with.
No. You know, we spoke. What's up, man? You know, that is. We had our corner, they had their corner. Everybody had their spot in the club. Everybody had their little VIP section in the club, man. It's simple as